Hello, friends. Welcome to today's lecture on Shakespearean tragedies. Literature contains a number of writings like poems, novels, essays. One form of writing in literature is drama. Drama can broadly be divided into two categories: tragedy and comedy. If the ending is unhappy, then it is tragedy, and if the ending is happy and favorable for the main characters, then it is comedy. There have been different ages in the history of English literature. One of the famous age, that is Elizabethan age, which is considered as the golden age for dramas, as it contained a number of famous dramatists like Christopher Marlowe, John Webster, Ben Jonson, and of course, William Shakespeare. Though Shakespeare is known for his plays, but he has also written sonnets and poems and songs for his plays. Shakespeare's plays can broadly be divided into two: tragedy and comedy. Tragedy and comedy can be differentiated on the basis of the ending of the play. If the ending of the play is unfortunate and sad, then it is tragedy, and if the ending of the play is happy, then it is comedy. Shakespeare has nearly written 37 plays during his life, which can broadly be divided into tragedies, comedies, and histories. The example of tragedies written by Shakespeare are Macbeth, Hamlet, King Lear, and Othello, while the example of comedies are Twelfth Night, As You Like It, Two Gentlemen of Verona, etc. And the example of histories are Julius Caesar, Antonio and Cleopatra, King Richard IV, Part 1 and 2nd. Here we will be talking about the features of Shakespearean tragedies based on the study of four famous tragedies by Shakespeare: King Lear, Macbeth, Hamlet, and Othello. The first feature of Shakespearean tragedy is that the title of the work is based on the name of the central character. Just by reading the title of the work, a person can come to know about the name of the central character of the play. Taking into consideration his four great tragedies, a reader can know just by reading the title of the play that the main characters in his tragedies are King Lear, Macbeth, Othello, and Hamlet. Next feature of Shakespearean tragedy is that the main or the central character belongs to the elite class or the upper class of society or the aristocratic class of society. He is either a king, a prince, or at least a general in the army. As the title suggests, King Lear is king of Britannia, Hamlet is prince of Denmark, Macbeth is general in King Duncan's army, though he later on becomes the ruler of Scotland also, and Othello is also a general of the army. Next feature of Shakespearean tragedy is the presence of supernatural element in almost all the tragedies written by Shakespeare. They are not only present, but in some of the tragedies, like Macbeth and Hamlet, they play an important role also. In the play Macbeth, supernatural element is present in the form of three witches, their god Hecate, and Banquo's ghost. Three witches instigate the ambition of Macbeth by making three predictions about Macbeth that leads Macbeth to murder his own King Duncan in order to become the ruler of Scotland and fulfill one of the prediction made by the three witches. In Hamlet also, supernatural element plays a prominent role in the form of the ghost of Hamlet's father, who instigates Hamlet to take revenge of his unnatural death by killing his uncle and his mother, who have contrived to murder him. Next feature of Shakespearean tragedy is fatal flaw, tragic flaw, or hamartia in the protagonist of the play. Fatal flaw or tragic flaw can be defined as the drawback or some wrong step or some wrong decision taken by the main character of the play that becomes responsible for his ruin and downfall. Though character is eminently virtuous so as to command the attention of the audience, but he suffers from one weakness or shortcoming that becomes responsible for his downfall. In Macbeth, this fatal flaw is ambition, as Macbeth himself admits that it is only overvaulting ambition that eclipses the better part of his personality. In Hamlet, the fatal flaw is indecision. In King Lear, the fatal flaw that becomes responsible for his downfall is pride or ego, and in Othello, it is suspicion that leads to the death of beautiful woman Desdemona. Shakespeare presents in his tragedies conflict at the external level as well as at the internal level. At the external level, the conflict is presented by dividing the characters into two groups with conflicting interests. Taking the example of Macbeth, we can see that characters are divided into two groups and they struggle throughout the play. In one group, there is Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, three witches, Hecate, and Banquo, while in the other group, there are King Duncan, Malcolm, Donalbain, and Macduff, and there is ongoing conflict and struggle between these two groups throughout the play. At the internal level, dramatist projects the conflict through dreams, asides, and soliloquy. Soliloquy is an important feature of Shakespearean tragedies. Soliloquy can be defined as the speech by a single character, though a dramatic monologue is also a speech by a single character, but it is different from soliloquy because in a dramatic monologue there is a presence of a listener, though he is passive. The purpose of soliloquy is to apprise the audience about some secret plan, conspiracy, turbulence going on in the mind of character without sharing it with other characters. So during a soliloquy, the speaker is either alone on the stage, and even if there are other characters present, they pretend not to listen to him. The structure of Shakespearean tragedy can be divided into 5 parts. That is why Shakespearean tragedies are mostly 5 act plays. First part is introduction, in which the principal characters and the story is introduced. The second part is development of action or rising action, in which the conflict develops. The third part is climax, in which the conflict becomes complicated and complex and it reaches its highest point. The fourth part of tragedy is anticlimax or denouement, in which some event happens which at once resolves the problem that appears complicated and without any solution. And the last part of a Shakespearean tragedy is catastrophe, as it is a tragedy, so there is unhappy ending with a number of dead bodies with a great violence on the stage at the end of the play. Thank you very much for listening to this lecture. I hope you have liked it and you will come across similar lectures on different subjects in the coming days. Thank you very much.